What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I wanted to just kind of rant a little bit about the breaking of NDAs with Marvel Spider-Man 2. And then, look, this happens all the time. It's something that we'll talk about as this video goes on. Spider-Man obviously being something that is pretty important to me. We've been talking about it for so many months or even years. I think I've made over 60 videos just on Marvel Spider-Man 2. This kind of set me off just because we'll go into it. But what do we have? I guess let's start there. What do we have with this breaking of NDAs? Well, the spoilers is obviously an issue. You see people spoiling the ending. No, actually, I haven't, but like people have been saying, if you go on TikTok, if you go on Twitter, and this actually, you can mark this down in your Alex Was Right journal if you have one of those, which I should maybe make them. We are actually seeing in real time what I predicted a few days ago, where spoilers are coming out due to whatever the reason might be. But, you know, at the end of the day, they're breaking NDAs in some way as well, right? And then you have accounts sharing them. Now, one of the things I predicted, and this happens for console warriors, right? When Starfield, when things got leaked and things got spoiled, it's PlayStation accounts primarily that would spread them to kind of ruin the day of Xbox fans, let's say, to kind of simplify it. And I had said that exact same thing was going to happen in reverse. So now for Spider-Man, you're having Xbox accounts that are retweeting or quote tweeting or whatever, or just flat out tweeting and spoiling the game for people. So we had called that, and look, that's not surprising, and it gets them clicks, it gets them engagement. I don't think it gets them support or love or, you know, anything like respect maybe is an important one. It doesn't get them any of that, but it gets that engagement, and that's what's important to them. But, you know, again, it's just kind of set me off because it happens for all of these games. Spider-Man just kind of being the newest one. Happened, I guess, for Hogwarts Legacy, which was a big one personally to me. Starfield I actually talked about quite a bit. But Spider-Man is big, and Spider-Man we kind of had predicted, you know, certain things would happen. And it makes me mad. I got to be honest. I'm trying to, like, dance around this because I don't want to come off as selfish, or is one thing I definitely don't want to come across as is like I'm whining about a code. But I will say this. I've never expected a code for Marvel, not a single day. In fact, there are messages that I could provide where I've texted people or, you know, whatever, and I have told people I think the odds of me getting a code are like 0.01%. They are next to zero. So I'm not saying this as they got a code, I didn't get a code. It's more like they got a code, period. And that's something I have seen. I've seen other people kind of voice this frustration, and I've seen it as well. And I've also kind of felt it where it's like you keep, and I don't know, like, do these people ever get their codes like revoked once they make this mistake, quote unquote? I don't really think it's a mistake. I think it's purposeful. But when they do this, do they keep getting codes going forward? Because it just seems like all of these big games, there's always this stuff that happens. Why did things leak for Now, Starfield, you had people just like posting in Discord servers their thoughts on the game. That's flat out breaching, you know, the NDA that you saw, just flat out. And in fact, we covered it on this channel. I made videos of people just flat out saying, yeah, this feature in Starfield's pretty good. This feature's maybe not so good. Like, you can't say that. And then for Spider-Man, well, a couple different things. Number one, you're having all these pictures, and again, we've covered it as well. I like to cover it, but I also think, well, these people are breaking some sort of legal, legal signature that they had to do. They're breaking it. But, you know, you have the photo, say, of like the Platinum Trophy. There is no way you were allowed to do that. You had a person, I think, earlier today also post how long it took them to 100% the game. It took them like 26 hours. Now, again, is it info for us? I mean, sure, I guess it is, but at the same time, I don't think, and again, like, I haven't signed that many NDAs in my life. I haven't been a part of that many, like, of these preview windows for games, but they're pretty strict in what I have signed or what I have played or what I have experienced. You can't really just go out like showing your platinum and like 4 trophies under it, or, you know, like posting the ending of the game or different things on TikTok and YouTube. Like, again, like sharing it is somewhat separate. I think it takes kind of a jerk to do that as well. It's why I don't give much respect to people who actively like push it on people that really don't want to see it. I guess you could say like stay away from social media, and that's totally true, but I think those are two separate things. I think you can get upset or whatever and say, well, that's kind of a jerk move, like pushing spoilers, far and wide online. There's another part of that, though, that's separate, where it doesn't matter if that upsets you or if it doesn't upset you. That's up to you, the individual. What matters is they're not legally supposed to do that. That's supposed to, that should have a punishment somewhere in there. So I don't know. I would just keep going on and on in a circle. I don't want to make this too long of a video. Again, it's not saying like they shouldn't get a code. I should. I mean, sure. Would I like a code? Oh, absolutely. If Sony wants to contact me, my email is wide open, or my DM on Twitter, all that stuff. But no, honestly, I just get more mad that people get the opportunity to do this stuff, and they actively, while knowing it, these people are not oblivious. These people know what they're doing. They do it for like their couple minutes of fame, I guess. And like, I guess that's interesting almost to me, where I wonder like what happens to these people, because it feels like it happens for every game, but you imagine maybe it's just somebody else each time, right? So if somebody spoils, like posts the ending, a video of Spider-Man, they post it, and then they never get a code again. Well, that should happen. That's a good punishment. But it seems to happen like the next game as well. So did they not get in trouble? Was it somebody else the next time? Do they just kind of like alternate? And I guess it also gets kind of muddy when you have these situations, and we talked about it, where you walk into a store in your local retailer in Brazil, and you walk out and they gave you the copy by accident of Spider-Man. Or God of War had the example where there were the COD bundles, right? So you bought a PS5 and it came with COD, and they bought it and it actually came with God of War. So they got Ragnarok like 2 weeks early. So those people, I'm actually not really mad at them at all. That's the business's fault. They got a game early, and hey, you do what you want with that game. You get to experience it early. That's totally cool. I would like that to one day happen to me, right? So that I don't really get mad about. It's more of the people that, I guess, Sony in this specific situation, right? Microsoft for Starfield, Sony for this. They trust, they contact, you get into contact, whatever, you sign it, and then you just blatantly don't care. It's annoying, and then we kind of have to dance through all of these, and this is why I've said, like, I'm not checking comments anymore. I know there's spoilers out there, but they, hopefully, at least right now, they're not going to get me. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.